Okay, I am back with another episode or another video of seller advice, and um, I'm excited. I'm excited to do this because I've been trying to figure out a schedule. I feel like for a long time, and I've figured it out. I'm going to try to go live at least once a week. Um, Doing these live seller advice pieces. I'll also do some recorded videos as well, hopefully starting next week. I'm trying to just get back in the swing of things. So thank you guys again for your support, for tuning in, for being here. I appreciate you guys. So for today's episode, what I'm going to do is, or how I'm going to move forward, is I will just answer some questions that I've gotten behind the scenes. And then if you have any questions while I'm live, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat, and then I will answer them towards the end of the show, okay? End of the episode. And I believe my chat is on. Okay, so we are good. All right, so for today's show, I am talking about if you're new to Whatnot, right? You applied on Whatnot, they approved you, and now you are a seller on the platform. What is it that you need to focus on so that you are cutting down some of this feeling of being overwhelmed, right? There we go. That light's a little bit better. Okay. So that you have this feeling, um, or you don't have this feeling of being overwhelmed, because when you first start the platform, it's almost like they throw you on there, right? From my understanding, that Whatnot has now taken away the onboarding video. If you've just been approved to be a seller, please let me know. Did you have to schedule an onboarding session? From my understanding, the sellers I've been talking to, within the last at least couple months, Whatnot does not do the onboarding anymore, which I don't know. That I feel like that was a big part of why I enjoyed Whatnot, because they give you a little bit of what to do next and where to go and what to do. But now I feel like they're just approving sellers and then just saying, okay, go figure it out. There's things out there. You'll find it. You'll figure it out. And it's a little frustrating. I can imagine being a new seller and not having any guidance whatsoever. At least I was fortunate enough to get that onboarding session. So one thing that I would say, if you're a new seller on Whatnot, you should tap into focusing on unlocking the early payout. All right. So early payout happens once you hit 1,000 sales. Now, these are individual items. So if you're running auctions, that's 1,000 auctions. If you are selling bundled items, that's per bundle. Every time a customer makes a purchase on a listing, okay, that counts towards a sale. They also include giveaways in your sale count. So when you're going to the seller hub on your dashboard, and it asks, or not asks, but you filter it so that you can see just your sales. Your sales include your giveaways. So you've got to understand or know how many giveaways you've been giving away versus how many sales you've made. For me, I didn't get the memo about the early payout until it was too late. So I had already ran giveaways. I was already doing sales. One easy fix, if you really want to know, at least from Whatnot's perspective, where you stand with these sales, just reach out. Reach out to Whatnot and say, I'm working towards my early payout. Can you please give me my exact sales right now? um, minus giveaways. And then they'll send you exactly where you are on that date. That way, you can maybe start picking up from that count, right? Once they send you what they have on their end, then you can now go ahead and keep track from there. You don't have to keep reaching out to Poshmark to whatnot. You can just keep the track yourself, right? Um, and an easy way to think about this is if you can make 10 sales per show, that's how many shows that you need? It's like 100 shows, right? So that's 100 shows, 10 sales a show, or you could do like figure out the math that it's going to take for you to reach those sales, right? It's easier when you break it down and you just think, okay, if I just get 10 sales for the next 100 shows, I can do that, right? And 100 shows can go pretty quick because if you are trying to be consistent, you can have 3 to 5 shows a week and knock those. That's like 20 weeks worth. I think for me, I reached early payout. I want to say it was like within 4 months. It wasn't that long. And I wasn't that consistent. I want to say I was doing like 3 shows a week, something like that. So you get more than 10 sales a show. So it's not hard to get it. It's just being consistent enough to get it, right? Because while you're trying to be consistent, you fall into the trap of this is a struggle. This is hard. All this effort I'm putting into it. I only see a couple of viewers. And so the struggle till when you hit the 1,000 sales is real, right? You just kind of feel like it's just trying to keep viewers in the show, trying to get buyers to buy. Like there's a lot that comes with it that you got to learn from it being live on your show or on whatnot. And if you don't learn these things, it just makes your whole experience just feel bad. It's not a good experience. So my suggestion to you is if you're focusing on the early payout, in order to get early payout, you have to also pay attention to this, right? If your focus is I need to make 1,000 sales, and then here's the other part. Once you reach 1,000 sales, that's right when you really start figuring out your format. Because once I hit 1,000 sales, that's when I felt like, ooh, I got it now. And it was a little bit easier to communicate with buyers and get buyers to buy and get more followers and things. So that 1,000 sale is like a milestone benchmark for you to like that's when the magic happens. That's when you really feel more comfortable as a seller. You really know what you offer, what's going on. At least you should if you've been consistent and now you've got that consistency is built up to now you've got, your 1,000 sales, but you've been doing so many shows that now you've got the feel, the vibe, your flow, right? So that's what I would focus on as a new seller. Reaching that 1,000 sale mark. And in order to reach 1,000 sales, that means you've got to have viewers in your show and you've got to have customers and buyers, right? So these are the things that you should be focused on right now. You've got to get your followers up. Okay? Your followers lead to viewers that lead to customers, right? So that's probably like the easiest ask that you can give to somebody is please go follow me, right? When I'm here on YouTube and I say my easiest ask would be please subscribe, because the subscribe button is literally right at the top of the screen. You just click it, or I think it's below the video, wherever it is. It's right around the vicinity, and it's really easy to. Or please like the video, right? It's really easy. You want to give your leads, your potential customers, people who are coming to your whatnot profile, you want to give them easy asks, right? So when you're live, you want to ask them to follow you. Okay. This is a strategy I use, and this helped me so much. This grew my platform, I feel like, pretty quick. The only thing with this strategy And a lot of sellers use this. The bigger sellers are using this strategy, and a lot of the newer sellers are trying to use it, but they're using it incorrectly. So I want to give you this framework that I would say focus on as a new seller. And then that way, once you hit your 1,000 sales, you can start doing these dollar starts and these giveaways and whatever else you want to do on Whatnot. But it first starts with getting followers to your profile. The more followers you have, the more potential bookmarks for shows, the more potential viewers in your shows, the more everything just kind of falls along the lines of your followers, right? Your followers are the ones that get notified when you go live for your shows and things like that. So, how do you get more followers? Well, if you are a new seller, the number one way, this is a strategy that I was using to set up my shows, okay? When I set up my show, I would run giveaways. I would run at least, I think it was 5 giveaways at the time. And so how this, I don't want to confuse you, because if you are not careful, you can actually get in the hole in this with this structure. So you have to be mindful of how you're running, and you got to keep track of what you're running for your sales and your giveaways. So which you should be doing, again, if you are focused on your 1,000 sales. You should be tracking these things anyways. But so what I was doing is I would run giveaways. Now, when you're running a giveaway, there is an option, and I'll do live examples. Why not, right? So let me pull up my Whatnot so you can see. All right, so on my sorry, I'm pulling it up. Okay, so when I have a show, okay, when I have a show, there are little buttons on this side. Wow, everything's flipped. Sorry, guys. There's little buttons on this side, right? You see the more, the promote, the share, and the shop, right? All right. So when you're setting up your shows as a new seller, you always want to have some giveaways, you want to have some auctions, and you want to have some items in your buy it now. You need to fill up all 3 spaces. So if I was to click on the store, okay, when people go into your show, they'll look into your shop. I'm trying to get it so you can. There we go. They'll get to look into your shop, and they'll see all the items listed in your buy it now, your auction, your giveaway, things like that. The more items that you have for them to browse, the more interested that they'll be, and they'll bookmark that upcoming show. You want items always, my advice tip, okay? Always have items in your bin. No matter what else is going on, always have something in your bin. And you want to have some eye candy pieces in your bin. These are items that are higher priced, higher value, and it feeds as an anchor for your store, meaning the more eye candy pieces you have, when people take a look in your bin, they're like, oh, okay, they got some quality pieces. I can't wait to see what else they have for auctions or what else they have coming up in their bin, right? So find some eye candy pieces, whatever that is for you. For me, I sell gemstone jewelry, so my eye candy pieces are like some statement necklaces and statement bracelets and earrings and things like that. But for the most part, like say if you're selling women's clothing, right? Eye candy piece might be a formal dress, or it might be a bag, maybe a Louis Vuitton bag or something that's just higher quality, higher value than your lower starts or lower priced items, right? So have a couple of eye candy pieces listed in the bin. Then you want to have some lower priced pieces in the bin as well. Pieces that are, they're called, I forget what they're called, but the gist is like they're no thought buys, right? They're impulse buys. That's what they're called. So it's like they go into your shop and they see these dollar items or 3 or 5 lower priced items in your bin. Okay, they're more likely to buy them real quick because it's like, oh, it's only $3. I like this seller. I want to support. Here we go, $3. Okay, so you want to have a mix of these types of items in your store. Some eye candy pieces that are higher priced, higher value, right? Might have cost you more to source, might cost more as far as, it's a Louis Vuitton bag and it's a couple $100 versus, you don't want to list it for 20 because that's not the value, right? You want some higher eye candy pieces in your bin and then some easier access pieces in your bin. That way, again, the higher price pieces, they're like your anchor. They give your customer a good idea as far as a range of, oh, I can get these higher value pieces. Plus, I have some items that are a little lower price for you as well. That's just in your bin. And this is what I would say, no matter what type of show you have, please have some items in your bin. Just save yourself some trouble, some headache, okay? This is one way to get people hooked on your profile, hooked, and want to see what shows you have coming up, right? So there's that. Then I would also, if you're a new seller, you also want to have some auction items. Whatnot is a platform that people want to go there to purchase via live auction. So yes, you can definitely have some buy it now formats where you have your items listed in the store and then you have them purchased in the bin. But you also want to mainly have some auctions running. Now, auctions, here's the thing that I feel like a lot of new sellers, make the mistake. Because when you first are a new seller and you're hopping on the platform, you're looking at the buyer or the sellers that are already there selling and who are successful, right? And most of these sellers have like hundreds, 50 to 100 people or more in their shows, and they're running dollar starts and they're giving away tons of stuff back to back to back. So these new sellers, if you're new, right, you might have that idea of, oh, that's how I'm supposed to sell on the platform, and I need to do the exact same thing. So for your very first show, you run dollar start items and you start giving away things. Now, that is the trap. Please don't fall for the trap, okay? Those sellers, and I'm one of them, one of the bigger sellers, as far as I started out with a lot of the bigger sellers. I've been on Whatnot for 3 years, okay? Not from when they first started their platform, long enough to watch a lot of these big sellers where they were only a couple people were in their show struggling just like these new sellers, just like I was. And we started building up our shows to, I think the most people I had in my show at one point was like 60 people. And then shortly after that, I stopped selling. But these other sellers, they kept selling and now they've got hundreds of people in their show. They're doing these dollar starts, okay? It's because it took them time to get there, all right? So my advice, please, if you're a new seller, do not make the mistake of starting your shows at dollar starts and expecting to have this big successful show. Okay. Now, could that happen for you? It's a possibility. Your very first show, you might run dollar starts and you have $1,000 show. The likelihood of that, you probably have a better chance of winning the lottery because what ends up happening when you're a newer seller and you run these dollar starts, people will hop in your show. So first of all, your very first show, Whatnot will boost your first show. So this, to me, I'm trying not to overwhelm you because there's a lot of information just in what I'm trying to tell you. Whatnot will boost your first show as a seller. Okay. So your very, very first show, I've seen some sellers do this where they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to end my show and come back. Don't do that, okay? Your very first show, you want Whatnot to promote it, right? This is how people first get to know you. So what I would say, make your very first show your longest show, okay? Because that's the show that Whatnot is pushing. All right. So if you planned on only being live for an hour, which don't do that either. Okay. Your minimum amount of time to have a successful show should be 2 hours minimum. Okay. So you're going live. You're saying I'm going to go is for 2 hours. Right. I would say if you can for your very first show, hold out maybe for 3, even 4 hours. If you can go longer, do it, because the whole time Whatnot is going to push your show and people will hop in your show and start buying from you. Okay. Take advantage of that. Okay. But also be aware that after that show, Whatnot will not push your show anymore unless you buy the promote your closet and pay into all that, and you don't got to do that. I'm telling you that right now. Don't fall into that trap either. Okay. But a lot of sellers, they get that taste, right? It's just like the worst example, but this is what it is in my mind, right? It's like the drug dealer giving the addict a little taste, right? You get a taste of the success of, oh, all these people are buying from me. Oh, yes, give me more, give me more, give me more. And then your next show, you don't have anybody, but you've already had that fix. You've already had that taste. And so now these new sellers are trying to chase after that vibe that they had the first show, and they're not paying attention to what actually gets them the sales. They're trying to do what they did their first show, and which is nothing. They're trying to duplicate what happened the first show, and then they feel stuck because they don't know what to do. Everything was working in my first show. I must be doing something wrong. What did I do the first? And so they get stuck trying to figure out what is it, and it has nothing to do. You didn't do nothing wrong, okay? It's just Whatnot pushes your first show to give you that little taste of what it could be once you get your platform running and get your viewers up, right? So just please be aware of that, okay? Your very first show is going to be amazing. You're going to have a really good time. People are going to hop, especially there's only one reason why you wouldn't have a good time, and that happened to me. My very first show, I sold under the wrong category. And so I did have people hopping in, but nobody bought because they were hopping in thinking I was selling under something. But then when they tuned into my show, I was selling little charms. So nobody didn't want that. The people who were looking at that category to come hop into my show, when they hopped in, it was a mismatch. So they didn't want to buy. All right. And then it took me 3 other shows until I figured out I was selling under the wrong category. And then, so that's another thing. Make sure you're under the right category. Okay. Right category. Your very first show gets boosted. And then now after your show, that first show, what you need to focus on is hitting the 1,000 sales. Okay. That's when you get your early payout. That's when you get your groove on how you're running your show, right? So to get the early payout, how to do it is consistency. And what comes with consistency? The more you're consistent with something, the more that you practice something, the easier it gets. And then you got your own flow. So along the way, as you're trying to hit this $1,000 sale milestone, all right, you are also working on practicing how to be on camera, how to do your shows and things like that. So take notice of the things that you're doing from now until you hit that 1,000 sale payout or early payout. Okay. So said all that because I feel like it needs to be said, and nobody's saying it because I don't know if there's nobody paying attention to the new sellers. Maybe I'm just the only one. I don't know if there's anybody else who's paying attention, but new sellers are struggling, and I see why. There's a trap. There's a couple traps, and I don't think it's an intentional trap from Whatnot. I think the trap is because they're updating their platform and they're trying to make it more. Their way of trying to help sellers is the promote button, right? Promote your show, pay to promote, pay to sponsor your show, and we'll push it out. So their focus more is now, how can we help you push out your show by how much money you spend on promoting your show, right? And so it's like a catch-22 if you're a new seller, because if you are new, how do I say this? When you put money into promoting on Whatnot, okay, they're pushing your show. But it's not just your show they're pushing. They're pushing your show and everybody else who's also spending money to promote. So that's not just you as a new seller. That's other new sellers. And that's also other bigger sellers. So now you're not only in competition with other new sellers, but now you're also competing with these bigger sellers for promotion time. Now, to me as a marketer, it doesn't make much sense as a new seller. Why? Because you can struggle without promoting and try to compete with bigger sellers versus you're spending money to compete with bigger sellers. You're not there yet, right? There's steps to take to get there. So as a new seller, yes, go ahead. If you feel like you want to promote and sponsor your show and try it out, and it might work. For me, what I found is um, promotion and sponsorship only works if you as a seller know what you have, what's your format, what are you selling, how are you running your shows. But if you're brand new selling and you promote your shows and people start hopping in, they're going to be able to tell that you're a new seller, you don't quite know what you're doing, and you'll lose customer trust. Right now is a very fragile time as for if you're a new seller, right? Because you're not just on the platform trying to make sales. Please don't think that's just what you're here with. That's it. Okay. You're actually showing up on the platform and showing buyers and sellers that you are reliable, that you are trustworthy enough to get these sales, right? How do you show that you're consistent? How do you show that you're reliable? You schedule your shows. These are just like, guys, these are just very simple. I'm not telling you rocket science. This is not hard to like. These are all things that you can do right now. I'm talking to you right now. You can go grab your phone and just go schedule some shows. Like, it's not, just go do it. Okay. And the thing about scheduling shows, you don't even have to, the way whatnot makes it. So let me show you mine real quick. So if Lamor Fashions, okay, on Whatnot, just quick little, hey guys, promoting myself. All right. So this is what, so I have, for those of you who are new on Whatnot, Lamor Fashions has just switched from, I'm not a regular time seller on Whatnot anymore. I do other things off the platform, coaching. This is where I'm doing these seller advice videos and things like that. But on Whatnot, I've started these, it's called the Spotlight Raid Train. So if you're a new seller or if you're a seller on Whatnot and your rating is a 4.8, customer review rating or higher, you can join the Spotlight Rate Train. It's a monthly rate train right now. I might end up doing bi-weekly or even weekly in the future, but right now it's a monthly Spotlight Rate Train, and the spotlight is on you and your store on Whatnot. And along the way, I give coaching tips and tricks to help you promote this show that's coming up on the Raid Train, right? So you'll learn some things that you can use not only for the Raid Train, but then you can use it moving forward on your shows on Whatnot. If you're interested, I do have that already, I believe, listed in the description. There's a link to join the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, that's where I give you all the information, the sign-up sheets for the monthly raid trains, everything that you need to be successful, as well as advice along the way. So if you're interested in that, click on the link. I'll approve you to be a part of the Facebook group, and then welcome. Okay, appreciate you, friends. Now, also, just an FYI, just because you join the Facebook group doesn't mean that you can be on the raid train. Also, remember the stipulation is you got to either be a brand new seller, so you don't have any customer reviews, or you have a 4.8 review or higher. Anything lower, I'm sorry. What you can do is join the community and learn and get your reviews up. But again, I want to highlight the sellers who are just starting out. And when I say new sellers, you might have been on the platform for months. Okay. And you're still brand new, but again, your ratings are 4.8 or higher. Okay. My ratings right now are 5.0. And then across the board on all platforms everywhere is 4.99. So everyone, it's not difficult to have 5-star ratings. It's just knowing how to get 5-star ratings. Once you know how to do it, it's like clockwork. It's a part of what your business is. And that's why I'm saying right now, as a new seller, your goal is to figure out your format. And if you're on Whatnot, okay, your format will come while you're figuring out or working towards your 1,000 sales. All right. So I feel like I'm Hope I'm not jumping too much around the place, but as I'm talking, I'm like, ooh, I gotta tell you this too, and ooh. So I hope you guys are following along. If you're finding value, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe to the channel because I'm about to be consistent. And every week on Tuesdays, I will go live doing this seller advice. So if you want to tap in, ask questions, or get some more tips, go ahead and subscribe here on YouTube. Okay, so I was talking about scheduling your shows. Now, if you're a new seller on Whatnot, your goal again is to be as consistent as possible, so that way you can reach the 1,000 sale mark as quickly as possible. Again, it took me 4 months, and I wasn't as consistent. Again, I was doing maybe about three to four shows a week. Okay. And so it took me about 4 months. But again, after that 1,000 sale kicked off, I felt like butter. Like everything was just moving. It was just so smooth. It was good to go. But up until then, it was like I couldn't figure. It's trouble. So here's some things to get you out of trouble if you're in the same place that I was. Okay. So one thing, like I said, that you need to know as far as getting your 1,000 sales. Okay, schedule as many shows as you can. Now, not 1,000 or nothing like that, but at least 3. If you can do more, that's great. Okay, because that shows that you will be showing up on the platform at least that many times, right? When buyers or anybody who's trying to shop on Whatnot, when they come to your profile or to any seller's profile, right? I know as far as when I go to other sellers' profiles, I'm trying to see how often do they go live? When is their next show, right? And if you're a new seller and you don't have any shows up, guess what happens? You're losing out on a potential buyer, a potential viewer, a potential follower. All 3, okay? Gone. I'm gone. Bye. Right? There's nothing else what you're showing me that you don't have a show. You're not a seller. You might be approved to sell, right? So on the back end, Whatnot knows you're a seller, but to everybody else, because you don't have any shows scheduled, you just look like a buyer. You just look like somebody in the sea of Whatnot, right? So you got to stand out by scheduling some shows, not just one. One makes it seem like, okay, I'm a hobby seller. That's what I'm calling it. That's when you just go live when you can, right? You're not really there. This is not really your business. You don't really plan on making money consistently. You just are, when I have time, I'm going to go live and just hang out and talk, right? That's what one scheduled show looks like on your page. So my advice, again, at least 3 scheduled shows. If you can do more, that is even better. Now, let me show you my Whatnot page again. Now, here's the thing too. A lot of sellers say, I don't want to put up a whole bunch of scheduled shows because I don't know when I can go live. The beauty about this on Whatnot is you can always change your schedule time. It's not set in stone. It's not permanent. Okay, you have the power, my friend, to change their time and date on your scheduled shows. So if you schedule 3 shows for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Tuesday comes up and you're like, you know what? I cannot go live today. There's no way. Just go into your show and change the date and time. You still have 3 shows scheduled, right? And people can still go and bookmark the shows. That's okay. It's as easy as that. That's it. Just go schedule some shows. Now, you also might not know what to call your show, right? I don't know what to call it. So that's another reason why I'm not scheduling any shows. All right, here you go. This is what I do. Okay. So, if you look, I just created a cover photo. It says coming soon. And the title is TBD, which means it stands for to be determined. And I just scheduled a whole bunch of shows. All right. So as simple as that. Just schedule shows. Okay. At least 3. If you can do more, that's better. The only reason I have these shows up the way I have them up too, because I've got probably about 20 to 30 shows scheduled right now. I am doing the Spotlight Seller Raid Train, like I mentioned earlier. So if you're a seller on Whatnot and you want to join the Raid Train, you can click on the link below. It's a Facebook group. That's where you'll get the sign-up sheets. That's where you get the information on how to run these or how to be a part of the Raid Train. And so it's a 4-day Raid Train every month. And I have all the Raid Trains scheduled all the way up until March. So that's why you see so many shows scheduled. But again, all you need is like 3, maybe. If you want to like really get ahead of the game, I would schedule at least for the upcoming month, right? That gives people, buyers especially, the heads up of in the next 30 days, guess what? I'm going to have these shows. So come bookmark them, right? That way you don't overwhelm your buyers or the people bookmarking as well. What I found is the most shows I've ever bookmarked, and I went in one year. I was like, oh, so when I found out the key, like there's these little keys, they're little pieces that you got to put all together in the puzzle. And once you put all the pieces together, your Whatnot, it just flows. You get buyers, you get seller or buyers. You get buyers, you get viewers, you get followers, you get bookmarks. It just flows. Okay. So one part of the thing is schedule your shows. Okay. The next part would be making sure now that the more shows that you have, right? So when you have your first, that whatever show that you say you got 10 of them scheduled, okay, you go live on that show, you're going to go live and you're going to say to your audience now, hey friends, thank you so much for being here. Please make sure to bookmark all my upcoming shows. Okay. The bookmarks are what turn into your potential viewers for the show, right? The more bookmarks that you have, the more people who will get notified when you go live for that specific show. All right. So your goal is it's like make it into a game. That's kind of what I did, right? But the first batch of shows that I had scheduled, I think was like 50 shows. And what I found was that buyers would just bookmark up until like maybe 20 shows, and then the other ones wouldn't get bookmarked. So that's why I'm saying if you can find time, just schedule at least a month or so worth of shows. That's going to give you enough chances to get bookmarked by buyers, upcoming buyers, okay, potential buyers, okay. And then your goal is to, how many bookmarks can I get per scheduled show? So these are things again that will add up to your 1,000 sales, right? These are little pieces that will get people in your show to now purchase from you. Because why? You've got scheduled shows, people can bookmark, and now when you go live, they get notified because they bookmarked that you're live, and they'll hop in and watch your show. Then it's up to you to keep them engaged and sell them something, but that's how you get your people into the show. Okay. The next thing I would say also, now I did mention you do want to also have some giveaways. Now, when you are running giveaways, I mentioned this before in past videos, there are 3 ways that you can run a giveaway. You can run a giveaway to everybody. So any and everybody who hop into your show, they can enter the giveaway, right? You can also, here, I'm trying to show it to you. Okay, so when you go to list, there we go. When you go to list your giveaway item, right, you got to put your photo, the description, the category, all that stuff, right? And it's like, you're going to make sure you choose giveaway. Okay, it could be auction. This is your listings, right? Make sure you choose giveaway. Now, when you scroll down, you can see, you can either toggle the button for everyone. That means anybody who hops into your store or into your live show, they can enter the giveaway. You can toggle on the button for followers only, okay? So that means in order to enter the giveaway, they have to follow you, all right? That's like the stipulation, They can't enter the giveaway until they follow you on the platform. And then the third way that you can run a giveaway is the buyer appreciation. That's for anybody who actually purchased something from you in the live stream, and now you want to give away something just for the buyers. Just keep in mind though, you have to have that giveaway up and ready while your show is running, while you're doing the show, because that's every time someone purchases something, that's how they get entered into that giveaway. If you try to run a buyer's giveaway after the fact, nobody will be eligible because Whatnot hasn't been tracking who's been buying, right? So nobody's eligible to enter the giveaway. Oh, and I'm so glad. I was about to say, I didn't, this is the first time I've ever seen all that paragraph. So I was just getting ready to read it. And they're saying exactly what I just said. So buyers who purchase in your stream after the giveaway is created are eligible to enter. So that means you create the giveaway, and then after you create that giveaway, everybody who's bought something can enter. Other non-buyers can still enter by completing a web form. So giving you that heads up, if I'm in your live stream and I didn't buy something from you, but I do notice that you have a buyer's giveaway coming up, I can click on that giveaway and it's going to take me to a link to go fill out a form. I fill that form out, and after I fill that form out, then I am eligible for that buyer's giveaway. It takes me about 2 minutes to fill out that form, okay? I don't know if you've noticed or if you have, but that's why a lot of sellers, when they do buyer's giveaways, they run them really quick. All right. A giveaway can last for 5 minutes, but my suggestion would be, if you're running a buyer's giveaway, don't run it longer than max 30 seconds, because while that giveaway is running, people can go in and now try to fill out the form and be eligible even without buying anything. Now, by law, you cannot say, don't enter my giveaway if you don't buy anything. It's like illegal. You can't. That's why they have to put the stipulation in there that, okay, you can still enter, but you got to fill out the form. It's just you as a seller have to be strategic with the buyer giveaways, right? If you're going to do a buyer's giveaway, again, don't run it for very long. The other part about that, though, is if you have a 2-hour show and your buyer's appreciation giveaway is up that entire time, collecting all these new buyers, somebody can still go in that 2-hour time frame and spend 2 minutes and fill that form out. So you might still have some people who entered the giveaway, even if you run it for 30 seconds, that didn't purchase anything. So my suggestion, this is how I run my shows. I run follow giveaways only. And so that means if you want to enter the giveaway, you have to follow me. Don't come in my show expecting something for free. I'm giving away something and you can't even follow me. No. All right. At least follow me on Whatnot. And then for my buyers, I just give them something. Right? I don't have to put it on camera. I don't have to do nothing extra, right? Like there's no extra giveaway. It's like, no, because I appreciate you. Here's a little, sometimes I give turtle chocolates. Sometimes I send that their way, or sometimes I give an extra little charm or whatever it is. Do your buyers appreciation to your buyers. You don't have to give anything away on camera. Okay. So that's just my advice. You can do whatever you want, but that's just my advice. And that's how I've been running my business, and maybe that's why I've got 5-star reviews. People love giveaways, even if you don't say it's a giveaway, right? They receive their package and instead it's like, thank you so much for being a customer here, enjoy this free charm. And they're like, oh my gosh, a free charm for me. And then here comes the 5-star reviews, and they'll leave paragraphs because they love it so much. And right, that's what you want. You want to surprise and delight your audience, your customers. And so why not save those little treats for them? Okay. And then if you want to do a giveaway, again, make it a followers giveaway, because why? Your goal right now as a new seller is to build your follow base up. So why not? Why not run some giveaways, right? Follower giveaways. Please remember that. Make sure that toggle is on for followers, right? Not for everyone, for followers. We don't Okay, there's a strategy. Okay, the strategy is, how can I get more followers? Run some giveaways, but they have to be follower giveaways only. All right, now here's the caveat though. Don't just run giveaways, okay? Because that's how you become broke. And I have to stress this because I've watched a lot of sellers just run giveaways back to back to back, not understanding the strategy behind why sellers or bigger sellers are running these giveaways back to back to back. Okay, so let me give you a little info session. Okay, little golden nugget for you. Okay, if you want to run giveaways back to back, which eventually I would say it's a really good strategy to do once you have enough followers on the platform, once you have enough people who consistently hop into your shows, right? I would say at least maybe 10 to 15 people. Once you get that consistency of every time you go live, you got at least 10 people in your shows, that's when I would start doing these back to back to back to back to back to back giveaways, okay? And the reason being is, again, this will start boosting your followers. It will start boosting your engagement in the shows, and that's what drives the buys, okay? It's too much to get into for this video, because I'm talking to new sellers for this video. This is about if you're a brand new seller and what you should focus on so that you don't feel burnt out or frustrated, okay? Your focus is the 1,000 sale mark. And how do you reach 1,000 sales? You got to boost your followers and work on your bookmarks and your views, okay? That's it. All right, so again, but the giveaways though, I would still, if you're brand new, I would still run some giveaways. Now, here's how you run the giveaways and make sure you don't lose out, because every time you run a giveaway, you have to pay the shipping cost on that giveaway. So if you're running a giveaway and it's like a sticker, I know a lot of sellers give away stickers. Okay, if you're giving away a sticker, I think it's like 65 cents for the giveaway. So it's not that much. I am not the biggest fan of giving away stickers because it's like, okay, you want to give away something for free to people who would actually buy that thing, right? You want to entice them with a giveaway. That's the whole point of a giveaway as far as the strategy to get people in your show. All right. Yes, people just give away things. I've seen people give away coupons from the newspaper. I've seen like all type random things. Okay. You want to find something of value to give away. For me, again, it's very lightweight. I have these little European charms. They're very collectible. They don't cost me that much. So I'm able to give these away. And again, you can use the lower shipping pricing if you have something like stickers or a business card or something like that. That's 65 cents. That's if you're mailing it like a regular letter envelope. Or if the lowest price of shipping cost, I think is like $4 and some change. And that's if you have an ounce to 0 to 3 ounces shipping weight. So say shipping is $5. Let's just round it up $5, right? Because again, if you have something of heavier cost that you're giving away, I've seen people giving away PlayStations and giving away Louis Vuitton bags, and so these cost a little bit higher in cost. But remember, you're the one paying for that shipping cost. Okay, so keep that in consideration. So for this example, let's just say shipping is $5 in cost. Okay. Your goal as a seller is every time you run a giveaway, all right, so this is a giveaway running. Here goes, it's running, okay, and it's going to cost, it's going to cost you $5. Your goal is, while that giveaway is running for 5 minutes, how many auctions can you run that will cover the cost of this $5 shipping? Does that make sense? So say your starting bids are $5, right? Or even let's do the example of the bigger sellers, right? For every dollar item that they're running, okay, they get at least $1 win. That's $1 towards that $5 shipping cost. So if they can run 5 auctions in 5 minutes, okay, that $5 that they get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're going to be able to pay for shipping costs. Okay, so that technically they're running a giveaway and it doesn't cost them anything because they ran enough auctions to pay for the giveaway. Does that make sense? So As a seller, your goal is how many auctions can I run in 5 minutes? And what's the starting bid on those auctions, right? $1 starting bid. That's why these smaller or these bigger sellers are doing the dollar starts, right? Because they know if I run an item for $1, no matter what, I'm at least going to pay for the giveaway that I'm running, right? $1 start. And again, if you can do 10 auctions in 5 minutes, that's going to pay for your giveaway cost. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. Okay. It's a math game. All right. It's a math thing. It's a math strategy. And so you have to know how much does each giveaway cost you. And then from that amount, so for my example, it's $5. Okay. And then your goal now is while every giveaway can run up to 5 minutes. You can run it shorter, but the maximum is 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, how many sales can I make in 5 minutes to pay for the giveaway? It's a $5 again cost. So that means I've got to run either $5 auctions, maybe they're $5 auctions, maybe they're $10 auctions, but whatever it is, okay, run as many as you can. Maybe you're able to run 10. I think for me, I was able to run, oh man, it's been a while. I think I was running in 5 minutes. I think it was 10 to 12 auctions, and they were 10-second sudden death auctions. So I'm like, all right, here we go, guys. We're going to run a giveaway, and we're going to do 10-second sudden death. And I was doing $6 starts. All right, ready, set, go. And I would try my best to running it. 10 seconds done. Next, running it. Next. So by the time my 10 auctions ran, if I ran 10 auctions and they're $6 each, that's what, 36 times 10 is $60. Don't pop quiz me right now on math. That's $60 that I just generated in 5 minutes. And again, that's $5 of that $60 goes towards my shipping cost on the giveaway. So technically, I didn't pay anything for the giveaway. The buyers are the ones who purchased stuff, and they ended up paying for my giveaway cost. So technically, your goal as a seller is to run giveaways, and it don't cost you anything, but it takes time to build up to that status, right? So that's why I'm saying, as a new seller, your goal is to get to that status by using this $1,000 sale milestone to get to that point, right? While you're trying to focus on making 1,000 sales, your goal is how many followers can I get in this short amount of time? How many bookmarks can I get on my scheduled shows in this short amount of time, right? And it should be a couple months. It should take you as far as getting these 1,000 sales. Okay. How many shows how often can I go live every week to reach these 1,000 sales? Like that your goal is, how quickly can I reach 1,000 sales? And remember, your 1,000 sales does not, on Whatnot, they will count giveaways as sales, but that does not count towards your 1,000 sales. I hope this isn't confusing you. So you have to have 1,000 sales of just sales. Every time somebody makes a purchase, right? They are spending money to get something from you. Giveaways do count as sales, but you're giving something away for free, so nobody's paying for that. Okay, so on Whatnot, they combined your paid sales and your giveaway sales together. All right, you have to keep track of those sales just for your regular sales, not giveaways. Giveaways don't count towards the $1,000 milestone or the 1,000 sale milestone. So if by chance you're a seller, you started out and you're like, oh man, I already been running giveaways and I already been running sales. Simple fix, you can reach out to Whatnot at any point in time and just ask them, hey, I'm trying to reach my early payout. Can you give me a tally of how many sales I have without giveaways? And then they'll give you that exact number, and then you can gauge how many more sales you need to get to 1,000. Because once you get to that 1,000 sale, it's a game changer. Right now, as a new seller, you make the sale. You've got to get the shipping label, you package it up, you send it off, you got to wait for the mail to run. They get the item, and then they approve that they receive the item, and then you get paid out, right? So that usually takes about anywhere from 5 to 10 days per customer. When you hit the 1,000 milestone, the 1,000 sale milestone, that cuts off. You don't have to wait anymore. You go live, you end your show as soon as you print out your shipping labels, you get paid. You don't have to wait to send it out and get people to approve it and all this. You get the whole lump sum of the entire show, right? So this was this was such a game changer for me. So for example, say you make $1,000 in one show, right? Normally, even though you make $1,000 in one show, you have to wait for each customer to receive their item. So you might get released only $20 here, $40 here, $10 here. You wouldn't get it all in one lump sum, right? So this early payout, this 1,000 sale early payout is huge because now if I make $1,000 in a show, I don't have to wait and just get bits and pieces. I get the full $1,000. I get the full amount of money, and now that helps me with inventory problems, because when you're getting these little piece by pieces, like I still got to pay bills, I got to eat and get groceries and things I need to do, but I also got to get inventory. So you almost feel like you're missing out. You're not making as much when you have to wait, versus the early payout was like, oh, I felt like I had budget. Like, ooh, not only can I go pay my bills and do what I need to do, but now I can also go get inventory and still have money left over. I'm ready to go again. Let's do another show. That's how, I don't know. It just motivates you to do more, right? So that is really your goal. Your goal as a new seller is to train yourself to be more consistent. Okay, be consistent on the platform, go live more, schedule more shows, get more bookmarks on those shows, run giveaways if you can. You don't have to run giveaways, but one easy way to get a lot of followers and bookmarks, again, run some giveaways, follower giveaways. And then also the last thing I'm going to share with you is every show that you schedule comes with a share code. So you're going to see over there, it says, it says share, right? You're going to click the share button and there'll be a little link that you can, it says copy link. And then once you copy the link, it says you share the live stream. You can share that to text messages, to your social media. And then when you're sharing it, just say, hey, make sure to bookmark the upcoming show because here's the link. Click the link to bookmark. Now, easily, you're getting more viewers and things like that, okay? So I'm going to take a couple minutes. If there is anybody here live who has any questions, throw it in the chat. I will gladly answer. But that's what I'm talking about today. We were talking about the new sellers, for those of you who are brand new on Whatnot and you've been selling for a couple months, anywhere between brand new, haven't even done a show yet, to maybe you had a couple shows and you just see like there's no traction, there's no nothing going on. Okay, don't focus more on how you can attract people to your bookmark or to bookmark your shows. Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to start promoting your shows. And that's how you get people to bookmark. That's how you get people and viewers in your shows. That's how you get people to follow you, right? So you got to promote. Use your share link. Schedule your shows, hop in and out of other sellers' shows and introduce yourself. You know, just start being known, right? It's like being the new kid in school, right? At first, nobody wants to talk to you. At first, everybody's kind of like, oh, they're new. You might have one or two people just like, hi, new kid, how are you? You want to come sit with me at lunch, right? But at some point, you have to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. People got to get to know you. And you got to start introducing yourself on Whatnot shows and saying hello to other sellers. And, you know, just get the word out that you are on the platform. Hello, I'm here on Whatnot, right? All right. So you take this advice, use it to your advantage, friends. Again, I'm beyond for another 2 minutes or so. If there are any questions that you have, drop it in the chat. I can see it right now. And then if not, again, I will be back next week with more seller live advice. All right. And I'm also going to start dropping some more recorded videos as well, hopefully starting next week, if not next week, the week after. But here on Lamor Fashions, things are growing. Again, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. I appreciate your support, friend. Thank you so much for joining. Our goal here on Lamor Fashions Network is to, right now, our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers. So again, you can subscribe if you haven't. You can share this video, just whatever however you like to support. I appreciate you, friend. All right. That is all that I have for you today. I will be live again tomorrow with a jewelry showcase if you want to tune in for that. I have live jewelry showcases here on YouTube as well as these seller advice videos. And I'll also start having some seller interviews as well. So if you're a seller and you think you want to get the word out about your amazing products, offers, and things that you've got coming up for your live streaming business, let me know. I will be having some seller interviews here soon, and we'll be promoting that. So giving sellers a voice, an outlet just to, promote themselves to an audience that is welcoming them and looking forward to seeing them here on the channel. All right, guys, that's it. I will be back next week with more. So till next time, I hope everybody has an amazing week, an amazing holiday, and I'll be back with more. All right, till next time, stay bright, stay beautiful, and keep smiling.